Have you ever felt lost in a game? I don't mean just getting turned around in a dungeon. I mean truly, completely lost. Today, we're diving into a story that explores just that, but in a way you might not expect. It is about a young boy named Leo and an old video game cartridge that changes his life forever. Picture this, a dusty, forgotten game cartridge. No label, no box, just a piece of old plastic. Leo, being the curious kid he is, pops it into his console. The screen flickers to life, not with a fancy intro or a dramatic theme song, but with a simple, vibrant, pixelated world. And that's it. No instructions, no map, no quest popping up on the screen. Just an invitation to explore. At first, it's pure magic. Leo is the master of this digital domain. He spends hours, which soon turn into days, just wandering. He discovers rolling green hills made of perfect square blocks, sparkling rivers that flow in straight lines, and forests where the trees are 100 different shades of green. The world seems infinite, stretching beyond any horizon he can see. He starts to build a small hut at first, then a sprawling wooden fort, and eventually, a magnificent castle with towers that pierce the pixelated clouds. He meets the inhabitants of this world, quirky, blocky creatures that communicate in chirps and beeps. He befriends a squad of bouncing blue slimes and a wise old turtle who moves one pixel at a time. He feels like a king, a pioneer, an adventurer all rolled into one. Every day is a new discovery, a new creation. The lack of rules isn't a limitation, it's the ultimate freedom. But then, something starts to shift. Days blur into weeks. The initial thrill of boundless freedom begins to feel different. Leo has explored for what feels like an eternity. He's walked in one direction for days and found only more of the same, more hills, more forests, more rivers. He's built everything he can imagine, from towering skyscrapers to intricate underground cities. He's befriended every type of creature. The silence of the game, once peaceful, now feels heavy. There's no final boss to defeat, no epic challenge to overcome. There's no princess waiting in another castle, because there is no another castle. The game just is. It exists, and it never, ever ends. The realization dawns on Leo like a slow, dawning dread. He's trapped. Not physically, of course he can turn off the console anytime, but he's trapped in a loop of his own making. He came looking for an adventure, a story to be a part of, but this game offers no story. It's a blank canvas, and he's running out of paint. The joy of creation starts to feel like a chore. Why build another castle when the last one stands empty? Why explore another continent when it will just be like the one before? This is where the story gets really interesting. Leo is facing a crisis we all face in some way. What do you do when there's no clear path forward? What do you do when the game of life doesn't give you a quest log? He feels a profound sense of loneliness and purposelessness. The endless possibility that was once so exciting now feels like an endless void. He's a hero with no villain to fight, a builder with no one to build for. He almost gives up. He considers just turning off the console and leaving this pixelated world behind for good. But then, as he sits atop his highest tower, watching the square sunset over the blocky horizon, he has a thought. What if the point of the game wasn't to win? What if the point wasn't to reach an end? What if the point was just to be? With this new perspective, Leo approaches the game differently. He stops trying to conquer it or complete it. Instead, he starts to create his own purpose. He decides that his new quest is to document the world. He becomes a cartographer, meticulously mapping every corner of the vast landscape. He becomes a biologist, studying the behaviors of the pixelated creatures and giving them names. He writes stories about them, creating a history for a world that had none. He doesn't just build structures anymore. He builds communities. He gathers different creatures together, creating villages where they can interact. He designs parks for the bouncing slimes and quiet ponds for the wise old turtles. He's no longer just a player. He's a caretaker, a storyteller, a world weaver. He realizes that the game didn't lack a purpose. It simply asked him to provide his own. The empty canvas wasn't a flaw, it was the entire point. The game was a mirror, reflecting back whatever he put into it. When he was looking for a pre-made adventure, he found emptiness. But when he started creating his own adventures, the world came alive with meaning. Leo learns that the most profound journeys aren't the ones with a clear destination. They're the ones where you have to draw your own map. He finds his final boss, and it isn't some dragon or evil wizard. It's his own sense of aimlessness. And the princess he needs to save, it's his own creativity and sense of wonder. He never finishes the game. He can't, but he doesn't need to. He found something better than an ending. He found a way to make the endless journey itself the reward. He created his own meaning in a game without an end, and in doing so he discovered the power. We all have the power to create our own purpose, our own stories, and our own adventures, both in the digital worlds we explore and in the real one we live in. So what do you think? Have you ever played a game that felt endless? And how did you find your own fun in it? Let me know in the comments below. It's a fascinating idea to think about. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the worlds of gaming and imagination. See you in the next one.